All right, everybody. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Rolling Out. As you can see, we have a different look, a different setup. I'm behind the camera today, but as always, we are joined by very, very special guests. Only the best of the best. This is a hip hop legend now crossing over into acting, Hollywood, and the upcoming Lifetime biopic of Miss Cleo Patra. We have the Lady of Rage in the building. Hey!
Rocking rough and stuff without my Afro puffs today.
Without the Afro puffs, one of the icons and figures in our culture, and everything and everything. Obviously, we want to continue to give you your flowers and stuff like that. I want to ask you a different question. So like on this press run for this movie, how's it kind of been receiving, what I'm saying, those flowers crossing over past Hip Hop 50? It seems like hip hop's kind of come to the forefront of looking more um, at figures like yourself and everybody else across the industry and stuff like that. How's it been for you to receive these flowers on this press run?
Well, it's for me, receiving anything is kind of hard. I don't accept things well, like gifts and things like that. So it's kind of, it makes me shy away, but I appreciate it. It's like, wow, people really do appreciate you. People really do respect you. People really do honor your work and what you've done. So I just have to learn to accept and smell these roses and flowers while they're given to me.
No, 100%. And you brought up the Afro puffs in the intro. I want to ask you, was there ever a point of your career that you felt pressure to have to wear Afro puffs in public every time you went out?
Yes, because I tried to do other styles, and every time I showed up with a different style, it was, where are the puffs? Where are the puffs? And I just started wearing the puffs everywhere, when I had to perform. Even before that, I told Dre that I wanted to dread, I wanted to lock my hair. And he was like, no, like you can't do that. This is what you have to look like. This is your style. This is what it is. And so I stuck with the puffs. I did something on my Instagram page a while ago, a couple months ago, and I was just talking to the audience and I was doing my hair and I said, well, this may be the last time I rock the puffs because I want to try something new. And a lot of people were like, no, don't do it. And a lot of people were like, well, you have that option. You can change your style. You can do this and that. And you're a woman and that's what we do. So this is a new look today, and one of many that I will be presenting.
You rocking it. You rocking it.
Uh-oh. Thank you. Thank you.
I wanted to ask you about, but before, because I want to go back to this and dive into a deeper later. I wanted to ask you about Ice Spice right now, because like she was someone who came out with the fro, and then she went straight and everything like that, and people were like, "Oh, she needs the fro. What happened to the fro? That was made Ice Spice so unique." And so like what?
Well, as far as natural hair and wanting to stay the things when I aside from hair was one individual. I daughter was like, man, I didn't. So if everyone what curly visits go with the Afro puff, so it's hard for me to get out of that. Like I said, when people see me without it, is where are the Afro puffs? They're more popular than I am. So, more power to her.
No, 100%. And it also kind of reminds you of like, Lil Yachty when he first came out with the red braids. It was kind of, that was his thing. The red braids and the beads was Yachty. And now he's kind of like trying to push past that and stuff. But I think there's a certain group of people, they see Yachty, they still think of kid with the red braids. And into this movie, just how was it playing Cleopatra? Like, when they approached you with this role, kind of what were your first thoughts that went on?
Well, my first thought is Cleopatra. I haven't got that script yet. She was in the Egyptian tombs and everything. Now the Miss Cleo.
Oh, Miss Cleo. Oh, hold on now. Hold on. We got the Lady of Rage here playing in the upcoming Miss Cleo biopic on Lifetime. Everybody, now the Lady of Rage. While we have you here, the movie. So I watched the trailer for Miss Cleo, the fortune teller, the famous fortune teller in the 90s, blew up, everything like that. When you were first approached about this role, just what were the first thoughts that went through your mind?
I was in disbelief at first because this is a portrayal of someone who was a cultural icon, someone who was bigger than life, her personality, her charisma and everything bigger than life. So when they came to me with it, it was like, really? You want me? Not doubting that I could do it. It was just the thing. I hadn't done anything in a while. And a lot of times people overlook people who haven't done things in a while. So it's like, well, what has she done lately? Or we're going to go with the popular person. We're going to go with this person who's done 6 movies in the last 6 years. So like I said, when she came to me, it was just disbelief at first. And then it was gratitude. So those were my feelings, disbelief and gratitude.
So you said they directly reached out to you, not Lifetime, not the network, but
no, the producers, Hillionaire Productions. They were the producers of this project. Jamie McCoy specifically reached out to me, and Lifetime. I was working on a project that she was producing called A Christmas Prayer, and that project was actually the audition for Miss Cleo, and that's when she presented it to me as I was on set doing A Christmas Prayer.
Obviously, some production deals have been done with Lifetime recently. We've seen a lot of just like really good movies come out from Lifetime, Black movies, in the past couple of years. LaToya Luckett's movie just came out recently and stuff like that. Working within that network, that frame, like you said, the production company, just how do you feel about kind of Lifetime making an effort to really tell Black stories and portray them positively?
Long overdue. It's, there are plenty of stories that should be told, and I think a lot of networks probably will follow suit because we have different arrays and different struggles and different successes that our stories can be told. I mean, we have BET and we have different platforms that these stories could be told on as well, but for other networks to come in and partake like a Lifetime or a CBS or an NBC or Stars, even these networks can branch out and open up and extend and expand on our stories.
A lot of times in the Black community, especially kind of growing up in the South and stuff like that, there's a huge kind of Bible Belt focus and everything and Christ likeness. So with that, like kind of the Antichrist, a lot of time are fortune tellers and people of that nature. Just what was kind of like that aspect of like playing Miss Cleo and even her character portraying like all the people that like went against her is like, oh.
Well, rewind back to you said the Antichrist is who? What now?
I feel like a lot of times, a lot of Christians, they look at fortune tellers, people who do might perform some type of witchcraft or anything like that. They might view it as that, right? They view them as like evil and Antichrist, Christ-like.
So like fortune telling or prophesizing,
right?
So prophesizing is something that's a prediction of what's to come. Prophesizing is also a gift in the Bible as one of the gifts, gift of prophecy, gift of tongues, gift of interpretation, things like that. So I don't see how maybe they could consider it as that if if you have a gift, now if you don't have a gift, then that's something else. But if you have a gift, I don't see how I could be looked at as that. I do remember dealing with something on set, and I didn't like it. So I ordered some tarot cards just because I wanted to get into the habit of flipping the cards and doing them right. So I ordered them from Amazon. They get to the house. For some reason, I didn't bring them in the house. I got them, I opened them up, and something just wouldn't let me bring them in the house. I didn't bring them in the house. So then I took them, I brought them here to Georgia because this is where it was filmed. I got them in my room and I messed with them a little bit, and something still was not sitting right with me. I put them in the drawer. So the day that the tarot cards are brought out for Miss Cleo, they're all out on the table. And I go around the corner and something is just on me. I don't know what it is. It's just something like something is not right. The first card I see is death in the middle. And I just get like this feeling over me, like, what is this? And the little figurines that were on the side, I said, take that, take this out, take that out, take this down. And so he took out all the cards that may have made me feel away. And that whole day, I was not right. When I went to sleep that night, it just bothered me, and I was going to approach the producer, and I did approach the producer, and I was like, can we get all of these tarot card scenes out of the way, because something is not right. I'm not feeling right. It just made me off. And she started explaining, maybe that's because people have demonized tarot card readers, and maybe subconsciously I'm thinking away. I don't know if that was it or not, because I've had someone that I work with have tarot cards, and he did it, and I never felt that way. But that particular time, I felt the way, and I don't know what it is. So that would be the only thing that, when you say, I won't say Antichrist or anything like that, but there was something that did not set right with me. And after that, it was all good.
Right.
And I prayed about it. That's what I also did, because I felt like if God gave this opportunity to me, then it was a reason he gave it to me. And I'm going to pray and ask him to protect me and bless me and everyone on the set, that we can get through this production, everybody well and intact and everything. So I prayed about it, and then I also felt better. I didn't feel that heaviness. So,
well, first of all, I'm glad that you did kind of settle that and everything like that, and you didn't just ignore it, but you kind of like attacked it head on. Like, okay, what is this? Well, let's get down to the bottom of it. And even after the fact or whatever, you just kind of like serenity or whatever. Let's get back to square one. In the trailer, there's I believe there's like a white guy that's like banging on the door, calling you a scammer, like Miss Cleo scammer and stuff like that. All of these things. I just want to ask you, kind of portraying the character of Miss Cleo, a Black woman getting attacked, rising to prominence and being attacked by all types of demographics in America. What kind of parallels, if any, were there for you in your career as a Black woman in music and hip hop in the 90s and stuff like that?
Well, with her, she was kind of scolded for being herself. For me, I was told I need to be a certain way, and that's not the way. I was being the way I was supposed to be, and that didn't sit well with me. I felt I was fine just the way I was, and I didn't need to do anything to change myself or my image or the way people perceive me. So as far as that, I could see a relation comparing to Miss Cleo, what she went through as far as people wanting to tame her and people wanting to tame me. That's about it. As far as Black women being attacked, you said?
Right.
That's something that's been going, not just Black women, Black men as well. So, and we just saw Sandra Massey get murdered right in front of our eyes. the attack on her. Now I don't know if this is supposed to turn into something political or not.
Hey, I'm letting you cook. I'm letting you cook.
But I'm just saying, the way that went down, and the way her life was disregarded. Oh, you don't need to waste your time on even trying to help her. That's a headshot. The people have lived from a headshot. Just the disregard. So I feel like, Black women have been treated a certain way for a long time, as well as Black men. Black people in America, I'm going to put it that way, have been treated a certain way for a long time in America. So I think I'm getting off track. Reel me back in. You said I don't want to get off track. I think I answered the question.
No, you did.
Okay.
You did. Because the question was essentially just like, you played a character, Miss Cleo, who rose to prominence, especially like in the 90s and stuff like that, when you think about television. And, just, I think people often kind of see Black women as an easy target to attack whether they think they're like the weakest link or they're the most marginalized group of people. So they just, especially if you become successful, because then their insecurity rises up and then they're like, no, we can't be having that. You know what I'm saying? So I was just kind of asking about like, what was your experience as a successful Black woman and stuff like that, especially on your rise and your claim to prominence and the place where you sit at now, and versus like where you saw it in Miss Cleo playing her character, being attacked and called a scammer and all other names under the sun.
Yeah, and even with her being called a scammer, no one looks at the 2 white men that were behind her on the Psychic Readers Network. These were the powers that be. These were the people that were controlling things. But it's her that carries the weight. It's her that's thrown under the bus. It's her because she was the face. But no one, whenever you hear about the scamming part of Psychic Readers Network, you never hear Peter or Steve's name. It's always Miss Cleo. So even that right there, they haven't taken accountability. Well, they did get convicted. They did have to pay a price, a fee, but still, her legacy is tarnished. I think they've gone on and done other things that were successful. They might have sold something recently that I read in the paper, but still, they got to go on with their lives unscathed. She had to struggle and try to pull herself up out of the mud. I think she did some stuff with GTA. She was a voice on GTA. She did some other things. She did a commercial, I think it was for Cinnamon Toast Crunch or French Toast Crunch. Right. I think it's 2 brands. I know a Cinnamon Toast Crunch is one, and French Toast Crunch might have been the other one. But they sued her. The 2 white guys sued her because they said they owned that name, her likeness. So her trying to pull herself up and get out of this scandal, she can't even do that because they won't let her. They won't allow her to do that.
French Toast Crunch.
French Toast Crunch. Okay.
French Toast Crunch. And like, I guess so. Speaking about that, what do you hope this biopic does for Miss Cleo's legacy?
I hope it changes people's perception of her. It vindicates her. It, just redeems her character, her legacy, and people can see that it wasn't all about money making and scamming, an intentional thing that I'm going to sit here and I'm going to talk to people and then I'm going to get them out of their money. They all followed a script that was given to them by the heads of Psychic Readers Network. The script is keep them on the line. The script is do this, that, and the third. Even when Miss Cleo wasn't there, they were told to act like you're going to get her. Keep whatever you do, the objective is to keep them on the line. So I hope that they see that it wasn't all Miss Cleo. It wasn't her brainchild as far as getting this money. She did create the character in high school and she brought it to life. And because of her bringing that character to life, Psychic Readers Network reaped a windfall. But because of her bringing that character to life, we came in contact with a larger-than-life personality, someone who will go down in history, someone whose legacy will remain, good or bad, is here to stay.
No, for sure. It's one of those I feel like more polarizing names
Mm-hmm.
of her time and her generation and stuff like that. I guess for you, like I said at the beginning of the interview, we just had 50 years of hip hop. You see the whole kind of West is just like in the limelight right now.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously your connections with that, with when you were mentioning Dre and Snoop and everybody like that. Just how do you feel about kind of the entire movement of the West right now? How everybody's doing out there, and hip hop in general, and kind of your inclusion in all of that. You're being included in all of that.
Well, the West Coast is definitely has been quiet for a minute. The Dog Pound just released a new album, which is called "We All We Got." I'm on a song on that album called "Who the Hardest." Kendrick Lamar has just scorched the earth with with his his thing he got going on. I'm not even gonna get deep into that, but we all know what it is. So, and I think that has led the charge for the West Coast artists to, activate and, become active once again and do their thing. Snoop, we just got off a Canadian tour for 30 days over there, and he's doing his thing out in Paris. So it's more things to come. I believe the game is working on something. I know Sugar T is working on something. Matter of fact, she released her album. um, I don't know who else is working on something. I live in Virginia now,
Yeah.
so I'm not out there to really know what's going on. But based on what I can see and read, that's what's happening. Ice Cube is still doing his thing, whether it's dealing with rap or directing or his Big Three League.
Yeah.
He has a lot going on as well. So the West Coast is shaking the earth a little bit.
No, 100%, 100%. And and like just I don't know, like you said, still being included in the new records and then touring and stuff like that is so important and so vital. Uh, I guess the last thing I want to wrap with is there anything else that you like have coming up, have going on that you want people to know about, and when they ask about how you doing right
Um, I'm just on the road now. Not I'm just like it's just some little thing.
now.
Yeah, I'm touring with Snoop. I may be going back out on the road with Cat Williams on his next comedy tour. I'm doing auditions. I'm doing this press. I have show dates coming up. I have some shows lined up next week. I have quite a few in September, and I'm just doing my thing, striving towards getting more roles and acting and becoming a force to be reckoned with in the acting field. That's something that I've always wanted to do, which is act. And a lot of people may not know that rap was secondary. Acting was always primary for me, and I just used rap as a stepping stone to get to what I really wanted, which was acting.
That's a similar story to I don't know if you've heard of her. She's a really new artist. Her name's Caribou. She's from here
Caribou?
yeah, Caribou. She's from here in Atlanta. She used to be signed to Lil Yachty, and but apparently she kind of left the group recently. Anyways, she says she first got into rap solely because she was Lil Yachty's assistant and she saw him on How 2 in different movies, and she was like, I want to be in movies. I want to act. So she started rapping and she blew up like immediately. She
So
put
now
out
her
her
transition shouldn't be so hard.
yeah. So is there any words that you have of advice to Caribou?
Hmm. If she's serious about it, if it's just her being a novice, then I wouldn't pursue it. You just playing around with it, or are you serious about it? It may be some pitfalls. You can't take people's word, the first no or the first negative response you get and let it deter you. You definitely got to have will and drive. And if she's already been successful in rap, she already has the blueprint. She knows what to do. So I don't know if there's any words that I can say because she has the formula. Sounds like.
Is there any question that you haven't received on this press run that you would have liked to been asking? What is
Hmm, that's a great question.
it?
I don't think there is one. No, I think they've all been covered. I think everything that I wanted to talk about and say, I've said it, and all the questions that needed to be asked were asked. I think I think we covered those bases. I can't think of anything now. When I get in the car, it's probably that's normally how it goes.
Yeah.
When you leave, it's like, oh man, I should have said this,
Yeah.
or dang, I wish he had asked me that.
Right.
But right now on the spot, I can't think of one.
So no shout outs, nobody you. Oh, shout outs, none of that.
Shout out to the whole crew, Hillionaire Production. You didn't say that though.
Oh, my bad, my fault.
So
Any
shout
shout
out to the whole crew, Hillionaire Productions, Jamie, Simone to the director, Tim Reed to the cast, Miss Daphne Maxwell Reed, so Coco Brown, Stevie Baggs Jr., Shane Johnson, Ian Bowen, Tawanda Braxton. I can't even think of his name right now. His last name is Boyd. He played my lawyer, and the whole crew. Oscar, the boom, the grip, the cameraman, everybody made it a magnificent. My two daughters, it was just so many people involved that made it a great project. So shout out to everybody. To Sanita, costume, wardrobe. I know it's somebody out that I'm missing, but my son who held me down the whole time. And that's about it. That's all I can think of right now. To Steve and Saya, they've been rolling with me all day. Sean, the driver, everybody making sure everything is A-OK.
Shout out to the Georgia State great, man, my dog. Is it Dwayne?
Dwayne Boy, yes, thank you.
Shout out to Google. I like this being behind the camera thing. I can look up stuff and fact check as we go. The Lady of Rage, the legendary, iconic, the Lady of Rage, playing the, like I said, just big time Miss Cleo and the new biopic on Lifetime. When's the date? When's the release date?
August 10th.
August 10th on Lifetime.
8 p.m. That's on this Lifetime. Saturday.
There we go.
If you're on the West Coast, that's 5 o'clock p.m. Or what's the other one? Central, Mountain,
Central
Pacific,
7.
blah, blah, blah.
Mountain would be 6.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. We got all the time zones in
covered.
Hey, y'all know what to do on Lifetime on Saturday. Hey, support. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for something by rolling out the Lady Rage, everybody.
Hey. Thank you. Phew.
Oh, hold on. Yeah. I got to get you too.